Good morning everyone. At present time, we all are facing a very tough situation. We all are house arrest. It is all due to the outbreak of coronavirus. Coronavirus seems to be spreading at a fast pace and hence we all have been guided to maintain social distance to fight this deadly virus. And yes, we will win. Just to maintain a proper routine of studies, we all have planned to conduct online classes through different mode. This is Pushpanjali Mishra and I have been assigned as online science teacher for standard 6. And hence I welcome you all in this very first session. The first chapter in your science syllabus is our environment. Now, may I request you all to have your writing material with you. Hence, the important point should be noted by you all of you. The very first chapter, as I told you, it is our environment. So first of all, I would like to ask you one question. What do you mean by environment? The environment stands for the conditions in which you or we live, work or survive. The environment is further classified as two environment. The one is natural environment and the another one is your man-made environment. Now, what is natural environment? Means it is already present in the nature. The land, the air and the water in which the people, animals and plants live, survive or sustain their life. At the same time, what is the meaning of man-made environment? It is just the surroundings which refers or provides the facilities for the human needs. It is modified by the human activities. Various scientific technologies are there due to which it results to decorate the natural environment. The examples of the natural environment are plants, animals, hills, mountains and different water bodies. In the case of man-made environment, we have many houses, we have roads, buildings, flyovers, markets, shopping mall, which helps or facilitates us to complete our different needs. Now, the next topic. The next is, let's do some recapitulation about your previous knowledge. The two terms, one is your living things and the another one is your non-living things. These two terms are very common and well known to all of you. The basic differences between the living things and non-living things I have written here. There are many characteristics of living things, but only some of them I have written. The first difference, which is very common and you all know this, that all the living things we breathe, whereas in the case of non-living things we do not breathe. The second one, the living things can reproduce. Now, what is the meaning of reproduce? Reproduce stands for one can give birth to their young one. But in the case of non-living things, they cannot reproduce. The third that I have written here, they need nutrition. What is the meaning of nutrition? Nutrition is the method of taking food. And we all know this. Food is the fuel of our body which provides us energy to perform different activities. But in the case of non-living things, they do not require any nutrition. Now see the examples. Living things, we have many examples. Man, animals and plants. Whereas the case of non-living things, we have chair, we have table and many more are there. Now one thing you all are seeing here that the living things do not live in isolation. The term isolation, what do you mean by the isolation? Isolation stands for alone, the separation. We living things cannot live alone. You must have remembered the term food chain that we had learnt last year or previous year. That what is the meaning of food chain? The meaning of the food chain is who eats whom. Okay? Now, just write a simple food chain, that is grass is eaten by rabbit and the rabbit is eaten by lion. Okay, this is a very simple food chain and you all know this. Now, the grass is eaten by rabbit and the rabbit is eaten by lion. With this food chain, we can see that the rabbit is directly dependent on grass, whereas the lion is indirectly dependent on grass. I want to say that we living things cannot live alone. We are dependent on each other either directly or indirectly, or we can say we interact with each other, whether we are human beings or animals or plants. Not only living things interact or live in close association, but the living things, they interact with non-living things also, which we clear in the next session. First of all, we have to focus on the living things, that is man, animals and plants. The man, animals and plants, they do not live in isolation. They interact with each other. They depend directly or indirectly on each other. Now come to the next session, next topic, the natural environment. The natural environments means the land, the water or the other surroundings where the plants or the animals live properly or sustain their life. The natural environment is again classified into two types of environment. One is biotic environment and the another one is your abiotic environment. Now focus on the biotic environment. What is the meaning of biotic? The biotic stands for living. The living part of the natural environment constitute the biotic environment. Now come to the abiotic environment. Abiotic stands for non-living. The non-living part of the environment, it constitutes the abiotic environment. Now what are the parts in biotic environment? They are plants, animals, including human beings. Whereas in the case of abiotic environment, it is your air, water, soil, light and temperature. Now you can see that the natural environment, it has two parts or two environment. It is your biotic and abiotic. And both biotic and abiotic, when we conclude whole part of this environment, it is seen that all the living and non-living parts, when they combine together, it forms an environment. And we will see that how these living and non-living, they interact with each other in further topic. Now, the biotic environment, the very first step in the biotic environment is the plants. Plants are very well known to you. Yes, the plants are also known as producers. Now, the question must have come to your mind, ma'am, why we called producers? Why we call the plants as a producers? Before that, let me discuss and recapitulate some of the topic. The first topic is your photosynthesis. Very well known and very favorite and common topic to all of you. The photosynthesis is again made up of two syllables. One is your photo and the another one is your synthesis. The meaning of photo is light. The meaning of photo is light and the meaning of synthesis is your, just a minute, the meaning of synthesis is your putting together. Putting together means the raw materials are combined together in the presence of light, then we get the process of photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis, it is only done by the plants. And how we will define it? The process of preparing food by the plants is called photosynthesis. Clear to you? The process of preparing food by the plants is called photosynthesis. Now, what are the raw materials which is required for the process of photosynthesis? It is your carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. And the chemical formula for carbon dioxide is C. This is capital C capital O and 2, CO2, and the another one is your water. And water, the chemical formula of water is H2O. Clear to you? Now, there are two other associates which help in the photosynthesis. The first one is your chlorophyll. What is the meaning of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is actually the green pigments which is present in the leaves, and it performs the function of absorbing or capturing the sunlight, or we can say the solar energy. The solar energy plays a very important role in performing photosynthesis. The photosynthesis can be seen only in daytime. Hence, the chlorophyll, the green pigment which gives the color of leaves, green colors to the leaves, it actually captures the solar energy to perform the function of photosynthesis. The second one, stomata. What is the stomata? It is the tiny opening present under the surface of leaves. Under the surface of leaves, many tiny openings are present which help in the exchange of gases. Now, this is the structure of a stomata. The stomata are guarded by two guard cells. The two guard cells, and this is the tiny opening. Now, how the guard cells work? The guard cells help in opening the stomata. When the water enters, the guard cells swell up, and curved shape causes the stomata to open. Once again repeating, when the guard cells receives the water, it swell up, and curved shape of stomata causes it to open. At the same time, when the guard cells loses water, it shrinks, and hence it closes the stomata. Clear? Now, what is the function of stomata? It is clear to you. It is the tiny opening present under the surface of leaves, and it helps in the exchange of gases. Which gases? CO2 and O2. Not plus, sorry. CO2 and O2. These are the two gases which are exchanged under the process or in this process of photosynthesis. The guard cells, when the water enters the guard cells swell up and the stomata opens. When the guard cells loses water, the guard cells shrink and the stomata closes. Clear to you? About this chlorophyll, it is well clear to you. The chlorophyll is the green pigment present in the leaves, and this chlorophyll helps in capturing the sunlight, the solar energy. Now see what happens in the photosynthesis. The raw materials, as we had studied just now, the two raw materials, carbon dioxide and water, the CO2 plus H2O, when these two raw materials combine together in the presence of sunlight, and sunlight is absorbed by the chlorophyll. So it is very important. In the presence of sunlight, then they combine together to form glucose. And glucose is actually the food which gives energy to the plant. And at the same time, oxygen, O-X-Y-G-E-N, the chemical formula of oxygen is O2. It is released out. And we have seen just now how the plants are preparing their own food. The plants are preparing their own food. For this reason only, the plants are known as producers. And hence, the producers are also termed as autotrophs. Autotrophs means the plant, the living organism which can prepare its own food, they are also known as autotrophs. The meaning of auto is self. Auto means self and troph means preparing food. Clear to you? Now what will be the example? Never write plants. All plants do not come under the section of autotrophs or producers. Only the green plants where the chlorophyll is present, because chlorophyll plays very important role in capturing the sunlight. Done? And This photosynthesis is only seen during daytime because at night the stomata closes, there is no exchange of gases and hence photosynthesis cannot be performed. Done? I think it is clear to you. Under the biotic section, we had read only the first step. It is your plants. Clear? Now, some of the questions I will be giving you. Please make a note and solve the question and wait for the next session. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe, stay happy. Bye-bye.